and it's coming right up on Madden NFL 23.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Chicago Blues. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And CD, you look at our featured team here. It's a relatively balanced offense. The next-gen stats kind of bear that out. What do you think they'll be looking to do in this one?
I think it'll be exactly what
The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. From the 6. And he returns this to the 22. So the Steelers offense getting set for their first drive. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
They'll start with the option. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Herbert now. Over the middle, complete. It's Gregory. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Now it's Herbert. That's swung out wide to Harris. Only 2 yards, and it'll be a punt on their opening possession. After last week's loss, you bet this offense probably wanted to come out with a little more fire than the 3 and out.
And I'm sure that people are saying, hey, come on, Coach, what was the pregame talk? Have these guys ready to go? But you and I both know it goes into preparation and practice and being ready to go. That gives you the confidence to come out and play. They've got to find that and fast.
The Steelers send out their punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3 and out on the opening drive of the game. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
And he did everything possible to rally his team to a win last week, didn't he? What did he throw for?
Over 450 yards.
I mean, that's a pretty phenomenal performance. So, obviously, he and the offense were clicking pretty well. The other 2/3, though, that comes into question. Defense and special teams, they'll need all of them to play better in this one, too.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. 3rd down, and they're going to try the jet sweep. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Well, they tried to catch him by surprise, I think, there with that little pop pass on 3rd down, but no luck.
You're right about no luck, but I did like the idea. I like the thought process. Make an unconventional call on 3rd down sometimes. It can pop big. In this case, it didn't.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. He'll get a yard. That's all as they get him down at the 28. Going to throw on third down with Herbert. Going for the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fielded at the 20. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And out will come the offense as they take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try and get the upset win.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. Now, they needed 2. They could only get 1. Fourth down.
But forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front. A lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
So they bring out their punter as he'll punt it away for the second time. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And they will take over first and 10. Herbert setting up to throw on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 4 catches, 69 yards.
And that was a nice job there pulling that one in. Now, this is an offense that will certainly spread the ball around a bit, and this is a guy the defenses had better focus on.
On second down, this is Harris. And it's a fumble. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. So a first-quarter fumble in the rain, and this isn't supposed to let up. They've had flash flood warnings just west of here, so they better get used to this.
And it's hard to do real early in the game because you're so amped up and you're trying to do so much. You've got to get used to it, though. You've got to focus in on the ball, make sure you're taking care of it. That one cost him.
Following the fumble recovery, Aguilar. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And down to the 36-yard line here. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On third down, they'll try and run for it on the draw. And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
So now on comes the field goal unit. And wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick. But Let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. We sort of suspected that the elements might wreak havoc on both of these offenses, and that's been the case. No points on either side as this drive begins with a first down. So after the missed long field goal attempt, this offense set up nicely at the 44-yard line. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. From the 50, here's Herbert. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Play action, it's Herbert. And this is going to be incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Herbert. It's brought in by Harris. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Herbert on 3rd down now. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it. And occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he's got it down to the 28. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Herbert. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
11 yards for number 11.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal from the 6. Herbert. And he's got his man in stride. Complete. Touchdown. DK Metcalf. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point attempt to come here. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. That time, a 9-play drive. And it's DK Metcalf who finishes things off with a touchdown reception. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Aguilar. Complete here. It's Hyde. A good gain on first. Has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 7 yards there and a first down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, and it's our home team with possession. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
He was taken down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard on the play. Brings up 3rd.
On 3rd down, Aguilar. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Calling a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
And that will wind up just short. He had it on line. It ran out of gas at the end, and this will stay at a 7-point game. So it's a second missed field goal here in this first half. He'll have to think about that going forward. Maybe time for a little soul-searching as well.
Yeah, the head coach might be looking towards the heavens because you wonder if this will affect the 4th down decision-making going forward. If you get 4th and 3, 4th and 4, situations that used to be calls for the kicker might get a second thought.
Well, this offense got to be loving this. After the long missed field goal, they'll take over on the other side of the 50, 1st and 10. A little jet sweep to start the drive. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw caught here by Metcalf. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10. Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5. Back to throw here, Herbert. This is caught. And he's brought down. And 5 yards last time down at Devlin. And get 10 here. That catch, by the way, number 505 of his career, and that ties him with a couple of other tight ends for the pass, Frank Wycheck and Dallas Clark.
And those guys were excellent players, but how about what we're seeing right now? 505 and rising. What a nice career he's put together.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. So an incomplete pass a moment ago, and that leads to 2nd and goal. Harris. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Now the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. So this drive spans 7 plays.
And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run. This one taken just inside the 10.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
This offense so far on third down, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Back to throw. Aguilar. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a 4th down.
Well, if the goal is to get back into this game, the offense is certainly moving in the wrong direction. This is certainly a case where one team needs big splash plays right now, but unfortunately, it's the other team that's getting them.
They bring their punter out there now as he's on to punt for Chicago. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A big kick that time, 52 yards. So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They were losers a week ago to Baltimore, but they lead things here as they start 1st and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Can't get away, and he's taken down. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards.
So that time, Charles, a quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your line and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, I mean, it hadn't been a picture-perfect first half for this defense to this point, but that's a big play to get them right back in the ballgame.
And I think that changes their mind frame. Now they're saying to themselves, hey, we're still in this. And even though our offense hasn't done anything, we've had our troubles on our own right, we still made a play right there that could change the course of this game. Great job delivering.
Now the try here for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
And the Steelers set to take the field. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we?
We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave it with a second and just a few inches left.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Now a give, running left is Harris. And this is going to be a Steelers first down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Looking to throw on second down. Herbert. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
From the gun, Herbert on third down. He gets it complete to Harris.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
On first and 10, Herbert. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
To the air again, Herbert.
He finds Pickens over the middle. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Herbert on first down now. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
Herbert off of play action. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. 3rd and 7 now. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half of play. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Now a field goal forthcoming for the Steelers. From the right hash, this from 53. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this will remain a 1-touchdown game.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. 18 yards the gain for number 18. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Aguilar. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Back to throw. Aguilar. And that one going to be off target and incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And he comes back with one complete. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the 1st down. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. The NFL season going to be about 2/3 complete after this weekend, so lots to get to as we check out what's going on here in Week 11. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat, and it's the Cardinals who are out in front in that one. Josh Allen has thrown 2 touchdown passes. From there, we head up to Wisconsin to check out the Packers at home in Lambeau. And they trail the visiting Denver Broncos in that one. Jonathan Taylor with a touchdown run. Lastly, let's get up to Buffalo to check on the Bills. And you can see they have the lead over the visiting Tennessee Titans. The Bills trying to hold on and claim victory. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Steelers. And their passing game has been the reason why they lead thus far. They've had great success moving the ball through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for our home team, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. And this offense set to go now to begin the 3rd quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. And what's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Looking to throw. Aguilar. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
No surprise they decided to throw on 3rd down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed the pass and lost yardage on the play.
And on now is the punter, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. 35 yards that time on the punt. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. On 2nd and 10, the ball back with Herbert.
Completes this one to Pickens. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
Back to throw. Herbert.
Setting up the screen, Harris. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
They hand this off to Harris. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Herbert now. He's going to air one out. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
And the kick is good. He needed a little help there from the crossbar, but the carom goes his way.
Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. To throw on 2nd down. Aguilar. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there at 22.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass trick in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Matt Eberflus clearly in disagreement with that last call, and he's going to throw the challenge flag.
The previous play is under review.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So that challenge not successful there, and that's going to cost him the first of his timeouts. Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. To throw on third down. Aguilar trying to get it to Jackson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. 20. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown.
Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick 6.
I think that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead now up to 14. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up second. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. Looking to throw on second down. Aguilar. He's got a man complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. An explosive 38-yard pickup.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Aguilar's pass intercepted by the Steelers.
This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
An option handoff given to Harris.
And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And they run with Harris off the option.
And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now it's Herbert.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Herbert. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. It'll be a sack and a loss of 3, but more importantly, it brings up 4th down.
An assortment of sacks in this game. This one the product of a good jump and terrific effort. Moves quickly off the snap of the ball. Doesn't let up until he's in the backfield and impacting the quarterback.
Now a field goal forthcoming for the Steelers from 28 yards out. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So they got the turnover, started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
The Chicago offense set to get started. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember, last drive, they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half.
That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Throwing on 1st down. Aguilar. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to him. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking them.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, it's complete. An athletic grab, but still well short of the first. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 4th down. And they'll send out their punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. Now, if you're a fan of punting, this game's for you. He's been out there quite a bit. That one may be his best yet.
Yeah, he certainly got his leg loose by now. It kind of reminds me of my college football coach, John Majors. He loved the punting game because he liked the position.
They'll start the drive with Harris. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line.
55 rushing yards rushing for him now to this point.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this 2nd down call after that type of a game.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB.
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. From the gun on 3rd down.
Herbert able to find his man. It's Pickens. And he will have a Steelers 1st down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
On the give, this is Harris. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. And the Steelers on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Take it at the 37. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Now this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard. But that is not the case as we play on here.
And the ball's out. Hyde fumbled it. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
Harris starts the drive on the ground. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Harris. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Here's Harris. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. An option handoff given to Harris. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter. Looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 92 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point in the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches. It's a gain of a yard, and the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal. They'll try and run with Harris, and he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Najee Harris, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends are on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 24. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told.
And it was Najee Harris who finished it off with a touchdown run.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This one taken just inside the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds. They've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll only be a loss of a couple, but the pressure gets home on first down.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
Second and 12, operating from the 39.
Back to throw. Aguilar. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. He'll hit Jackson, complete.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Aguilar. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
It's now 4th down.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked up by Denzel Ward.
And the Steelers are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive.
He'll get this to the 24, and it's 2nd down.
The tackle made at the 24-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Steelers, the win is a good one for morale, but little else as they move to 3-8. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the home team here, it's a bit of a setback.